how you say your name. Hey, hi everyone. Surprise, surprise. I told you I was going to bring you some good surprises throughout the whole year because we have amazing funpreneurs in this tribe. And with me, one of the sweetest funpreneur I know. And as the traditional a way of introducing my guests, I want her to tell her full name so I don't mess it up in the pronunciation and where she's from, where she is right now. So good evening. And I think it's good evening from me here in Brazil. This is Maya in Brazil. And where are you right now? Go ahead, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me, Maya. It's such a pleasure, and I just love your energy. So it's such a joy to be here and be with your tribe. My name's Prue Blennerhassett, and I live on the east coast of Australia, just outside of a little holiday town called Byron Bay, which, you know, of everywhere in Australia seems to be somewhere that people know because it's a bit of a, you know, famous town. But yeah, that's where I am.
Okay, great.
And it's morning here.
Yeah, and it's morning there, right?
Yeah.
And it's evening here.
Yeah.
So that's the wonderful ways of communicating on the internet. I love it. I love technology. And we had a nice conversation a while ago. So refresh my mind because I remember having a lot of joy talking to you about the before and after your career as an entrepreneur. So please tell us, give us the pleasure to enjoy your wonderful story.
Yeah, thank you, Maya. So I grew up in the city. I now live, you know, in a regional kind of area, but I grew up in the city and I went to a private girls' school, and I really grew up in a very, what I would consider kind of masculine paradigm, both society-wise, school-wise, all of this kind of stuff, where, you know, my belief was that work was hard. You know, we worked hard to achieve success. And I felt like I was provided with some kind of checklist that was, you know, study hard, get a degree, find a great career, meet the man, you know, get the house with the white picket fence, have the babies, and then you can be happy. And I was like, you know, I got to the point where I was in my late 20s and I'd studied business banking, finance, and international trade. That was the degree that I studied. And when I was putting down my preferences, it was an option between, you know, the more businessy side and the more spiritual side. So naturopathy, homeopathy, these kinds of natural healing modalities. And which is interesting because it comes back into the story later. So, I kind of realized when I got into my mid to late 20s, I was like, what is this, you know, crazy checklist that I've been provided with, that I've been living my life by? And I'd been, you know, I'd gotten a job straight out of uni, and I'd been in a career for 7 years, kind of in the grind and in the, you know, what, on the hamster wheel, most of us would relate to it as being. And I was working really hard. I was working nights, I was working weekends, and I was also partying really hard because I was looking for something to be mine in that, I guess, because I was so disconnected from who I was and what I actually wanted to be doing in the world. So I got to the age of about 28, and in that role was, you know, incredible. I was working in corporate essentially, and I worked with a cosmetic manufacturing business and had incredible clients and was flown around the world, you know, sourcing materials, having meetings, looking at trends, went to Italy, all around Asia. And I got to the point where I just asked myself, you know, is my greatest value in this world helping my clients to sell another unit of eyeliner? You know, like, is that where it's at for me? Is that what it is? And, you know, the answer inside of me was a really strong no. And so then it was a bit of a journey for me in going, well, if not this, then what? And I'd gotten to the point where it wasn't going to be enough for me to just change roles. So I'd been looking at different jobs in, the similar industry and stuff like that. It wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to cut it. So I had a couple of friends that were moving up this way about 10 years ago, and they planted a bit of a seed in me. So at their going away party, I knew they were going to be in a certain place for 3 months, a certain house. And I said to them, when you look to move beyond that house, when you look for your next accommodation, let me know just in case I might want to come up there. And they both jumped on that and went, oh my God, that'd be amazing. And so I was like, whoa, okay, well, maybe it could be possible for me to, choose to completely 180 my life and actually choose to do something that's truly deeply for me for the first time. And that's what I did. I gave notice and I moved out of my hometown, away from all my friends, away from my family, away from my cushy, well-paying career. And I moved up to Byron Bay, which, like I said, is a regional, and it's kind of like a hippie town. It's all, natural methods of healing and, very much is supported here, and it's very nature-based. It's incredibly beautiful. So I moved up here, and I felt like I'd saved money, and I felt like I was going to have enough to get me by for, say 6 months. I'd massively underestimated the cost of moving, of relocating. And so within about a month or two, my bank balance was dwindling.
Oops.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do something about this. So I put together, I put together a bit of a proposal, basically a brief on, all of my skills that I'd built up through the work that I'd done, and started to reach out to local businesses that, and share what it was that I did and who I was, and to see if any of them, who would like to work with me, basically. And I started working. The first job that was offered to me was data entry at $25 an hour. And I took it because I needed to. And so I took it and I started my first business. This was the foray of me into entrepreneurship. So basically, where I live, there's a couple of key industries that you can be in: hospitality, government services, and outside of that, you really want to have your own business. So it's a thriving metropolis for entrepreneurs. My mum's always been very entrepreneurial, my sister as well. So it's,
that's where you got that stuff from, right?
That
urge to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, the urge, and also the impulse and the confidence, I guess, to go, I've seen other people do this. I know that, this is possible. So in a small way, it's only these small crumbs that we kind of follow that then open up and evolve, I find. Then that was my first business, which was called Of Service. And that was really about supporting businesses in their marketing and their systems. And it developed into coaching. And within the space of 4 or 5 years, that business had built so that I had a team working for me, and it had built to, 5 figures a month, and was going very well. But what I realized in hindsight is that I had basically recreated that masculine paradigm of working for myself. So I was still working all the time, and I was in a new relationship, and my partner was saying to me, you're always working. And my friends, I would notice I'd go and visit my friends, like, back in my hometown, and I'd be on the computer working all the time. And so I was getting all of this feedback, which for a long time I was just like in this space of, this is what I have to do. This is how I have to work to earn money. And then it dawned on me that potentially there was another way. And I allowed that business to dissolve in order to let the new come forward, because I realized that I wasn't feeling inspired in the way that I was working. And I wasn't willing to spend my life that way.
Right.
You know, we spend a lot of time working, and I want to love what I do. I want to get up in the morning and be like, let me at it, you know? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then my second business came through, which was called Make Space, Allow Grace. And that business was all about supporting women to really connect deeply with their inner wisdom. And because I believe that all of us as humans, we have this divine soul blueprint or this divine signature or essence that's inside of us that, our greatest, for me, I feel like our greatest purpose and meaning and fulfillment and satisfaction in this world can come from the expression of that. So really being truly and authentically expressed in that way. Out in the world, whether that's through a business or a cause or a movement or a creative pursuit or whatever it is. I feel like that's when we feel most alive. And I feel like this world could do with more people that feel most alive most of the time. So the next transition from there was really the combination of these two businesses, because I realized that when women, I work specifically with women. I have worked with men in the past, but my work currently is really deeply with the feminine and with women. And I realized that when women got to the point where they were deeply connected with themselves and they really understood, when they understand where, what it is that they want to bring forward, then they really need that structure to support them to do that and to take it out into the world. So my business now is called Women of Impact, and it's really a beautiful combination of these two. So it's really, for me, I see it as a sacred marriage between the masculine way, which is, for me, was so important in terms of action and creation and activity, as well as the feminine, which is really, for me, about spirituality and intuition and also creation, but from a different perspective. So that's really essentially, so my before was very much in the masculine, and now I have been on a journey for the last 5 years about to really reclaim my feminine. And I think that we live in a society where the masculine is definitely purported definitely in leadership and in business as this is the way to go. And so I feel like it will be an ongoing journey for me, because we need to see a paradigm shift in our society before it's kind of like, before we no longer have to work to achieve that feminine balance. That's my belief.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So now now my situation in business is that I teach women to sell high end. So I teach them to really claim the value of their sacred work, to connect in deeply with it and claim the value of their sacred work. So they are charging, instead of charging by the hour, $50, $100, $150, they are creating a transformational offering for their clients, and they're charging, really well for it. So
Like what? Give us an example.
So one of my clients she sold her first $5,000 package 8 days after our first session. And then about a month later, she sold her first $20,000 package, and now she's putting together her $50,000. So, so it really depends. The first part of the work that I do is always creating the offering, because as soon as we create the offering, you can start to sell it. My clients start to sell it, and they start to make, at least their money back from the work that we're doing, and then just steamroll. And they, I've had women who have been in a lot of financial debt that are now paying, really close to paying that off, and are looking to buying a house.
That's
and I
awesome.
feel like this piece about financial independence and financial security, like having the pressure of finances, is such a massive piece of the puzzle for us being able to live in a balanced way as women in our businesses. So that we can then also be of more service to our communities.
Yes. And to ourselves.
To ourselves first. And then
Yes.
we have a natural desire to give. So to ourselves first,
Yes.
and then our communities benefit as well through that natural nurturance and love that we have to give.
Definitely. Definitely. So are you having fun with your business?
I'm having so much fun. I
So you
can't even tell
finally
you.
got it.
Yeah, I finally got it. You know,
Ah!
and I'm open to more expansion in what I do, and I'm open to things evolving and shifting. But right now, I am so just delighted with where things are, and that's why I'm so passionate about teaching other women to be able to create this for themselves, because I've been through the sludge. You know, like I've been there and I've lived through it, and I had no idea that there was another way of doing things, a better way of doing. Well, I knew that other people were doing things in a better way, but I had no idea that I had access to that.
Yeah. And one of the things, the reason that you are here is because, hey, Judy, and there is someone else that I cannot see the name. I guess you didn't put your name there. You didn't allow StreamYard to show your name, but you are a user. Yes, I agree. You're saying, and you put a heart there. I would love to know your name. So if you put your name, I would love that. And Judy says, and how are you able to get clients for your clients to sell 5,000 programs?
So that's a big part of the work we do as well. So I offer a beautiful 90-day immersion, which is basically a sacred container for women that are service providers to go from where they are now, which is generally, you know, selling sessions by the hour, to actually go into selling high end and really packaging their service in a beautiful way. So we start with the offering and with really getting your messaging beautifully on point. So you have divine gifts, you have, there will be somebody that you really deeply want to work with, your ideal client, and we create your offering and your messaging so that offering is so transformational. It is the intersection between your gifts and what your client deeply needs. And we are so clear about who they are and what they need that your messaging is incredibly on point. And then we look to really begin to share that with your existing community. So that's the next part of the work that we do together. And in sharing with your existing community, there's generally quite a bit of money that's available to you in your existing community, and people who are already, you know, watching you and engaged in your work in some way, who are just waiting for you to offer something that, you know, speaks to them really deeply at an emotional level and really hits them at the core. So that's stage 2, and then stage 3 is really looking at reaching out to community beyond who your existing community is. So looking to really grow your existing community. So that's how we do it.
Yeah. Judy's saying, oh, Rebecca, hey, she was my guest before you a couple of days ago, Pro. Yeah. Rebecca's amazing. And Judy is saying, I wish I could sell 5,000 program, but I am a vocal coach. So she thinks that she cannot.
Yeah, so you absolutely can as a vocal coach. There's no reason why you can't.
Exactly.
Any service provider, anyone that's selling services, you absolutely can.
Yes.
You know, it's not limited to you. So yeah, just
it's the mindset.
I offer absolutely, mindset.
Yeah.
So it's such a massive part of the work that we do. And I can tell you that there was definitely a time in my life when I would have been like, you know, how can I do that? There's no way that I can do that. I can see other people can do that, but not me. How would I do that? That is old school.
Old school.
And you are absolutely worth it, and you can do it, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would love to have a conversation with you, and you're absolutely welcome and invited to jump in and book a call with me or one of my advisors. If you book a call, Judy, I'll make sure that I'm the one that takes it.
There you go, Judy. Good for you.
So you can jump on. Is it all right if I share the URL for that
Of
booking?
course,
Of course.
you are afterwards. You can do that too
Yeah.
now,
So
but
the booking,
eventually, after we finish our interview, I'm going to ask
yeah.
you to write down on the comment area, so whoever are interested to
Bless.
contact you
Yeah.
afterwards, and the replay, because some people are
Yeah.
going to be watching tomorrow, because we
Yeah.
have a very difference in time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. So
and
the URL is really simple to remember. It's called ceopriestesschat.com.
can you
And you can
repeat
jump
it
in there and
slower,
find
please?
the time.
Slower. Hmm.
ceopriestesschat.com.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, Judy, you
Yeah.
got someone to talk to you. And
Yeah.
I want that too. I didn't get it. I talked to her, but it was just, we networking. And that's
Yeah.
how I am also a catalyst for networking is a must in our business. And we are part of a social media. Hello, let's socialize.
Let's be social. Yeah.
Yeah, let's be social. And people are
Mm.
not doing that enough, Rue. What do you think about that?
I agree. And to be honest, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with technology and with social media because I have used it so much for business and because I used to manage it. I used to manage the marketing for businesses. So I was so much time on the computer that I was like, oh, I don't want to be in there anymore. But like I said to you when we first connected at the start of this year, for me, I'm really feeling this deep calling to community. And I don't feel like I have to be everywhere, but where
Right.
I am, I really want to be there in a deep way. And I really want to, be present.
Right.
So, I've been so blessed to be able to connect with you and other women that I am connected with on Facebook, and I've built some beautiful, beautiful friendships and connections with colleagues all over the world, whether on
Yes.
Instagram or Facebook. There is a way to do it that, like you said, is really embracing that aspect of social media and is having
Yes.
real conversations and conversations that matter.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you already gave us your profile, and time goes so fast. Wow. When we're having fun, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sure does.
Yeah. So, would you like to add anything? Because we get close to the time of stopping the interview, so it becomes more uh, curious. People get more curious and looking
Mm,
and talking to you. So you have the
yeah,
opportunity to have more connection.
yeah, for sure.
So, would you like to add something? You're gonna
Yeah,
leave the
look,
comment in the comment area, your page and everything, but would you like to send them a mission
mm,
to the entrepreneurs that are listening to you? I know
yeah,
that you are taking care of women, but men can also
mm,
be educated about
mm,
how the feminine world
mm,
works, and so we can be more like the yin and yang, balanced in this
yeah,
planet. Yeah.
absolutely. And, all of us have both masculine and feminine aspects within
Yes.
us.
Yes.
So it's really, I guess, about, finding that balance that really works for us and that feels really good. And I think it's just that we have been generally so imbalanced previously, and that's kind of what's given to us from the outside. So I would love to invite your audience, Maya, just to really deeply connect within themselves. And that can happen just through breathing, closing their eyes, and just really going into the body and asking, like, what else? What else do I want to bring forward? What else could be possible for my life? What else? What else? could I do, could I want, could I desire, could I have, and just really open up that conversation with themselves and allow that wisdom to come through. Just sit with those questions and see what information comes through, because it's all there. We all have this incredible connection to our higher selves, my belief, our higher selves,
Yes.
to spirit, to whatever it is that we believe in. And that information is there and available. So if you're not currently in a situation where you're loving what you're doing, where you really feel like you're bringing full self, you're fully world, then I invite you to sit with that question of what else, and see what's possible for you, because there are no mistakes in this world. You're here for a reason. What you have to say matters, and we need people to stand up. We need to stand up together as
Yes.
well. So, yeah.
Well
So,
said, Prue. Well said.
thank you, gorgeous. And I'll just I didn't actually introduce myself properly with a with my title or anything like that. So, is it all right if I do that quickly now?
Sure, sure.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm a leading intuitive business strategist and women's transformation catalyst. And like I kind of touched on before, the work that I do is really in supporting women to package their brilliance and sell high end so that they can give up the overworking and the overgiving and the undercharging, and they can truly be divinely compensated for the value of their sacred work. You know, it's time. It is time. We're not here to do it alone, and it is time. And when we make a sacred investment in ourselves, it really changes things in our life. Like, that is the moment when things go whoosh and the universe comes up, or the world or life or God or whatever you believe in comes up to support you and goes, okay, she's ready or he's ready. It's time. So for anyone that would love to connect with me or one of my team and have a conversation around how you can really stand into the next beautiful divine level of your work, and you can charge high-end amazing prices, and you can serve your clients at the deepest level. This is not about shafting anyone. This is about a win-win-win situation. So if you would love to see how that's possible for you and your business, then I would love to invite you to jump on a call with myself or one of my team. And the website that you can go to for that is ceopriestesschat.com. And I'll pop that in the comments as well after this finishes. And yeah, I would love to connect with you and see what's possible for you. It's a totally obligation free, and it's just a divine heart-to-heart chat. So there you go.
So there you guys. Prue is giving a freebie for whoever wants to talk to her. She's taking care of women now, but taking care of women will also heal a lot of wombs in this planet. So, guys, don't be jealous, because we are being prepared to have a wonderful relationship with you, but we have to take care of us first, and then we'll be able to give you the love that we have for ourselves and share. Okay, Prue, you are lovely. I love your energy. I love your femininity. I love your way of dealing with your life. I admire that. And I feel very blessed that we had a conversation the way we did, that we networked, that we socialized, and we kept that friendship. And I hope we keep this friendship for as long as we live. And thank you for taking the time after your Pilates, come straight from your gym and sit down with us and share your wisdom with us. Thank you so very much. And I love all of you. Please leave a comment to Prue and talk to her if you want to exercise the goddess within you. And I will see you another time with another wonderful fumpreneur of this tribe. Talk to you
Thank you,
guys.
beautiful.
Thanks for coming. Yeah. Okay. Any question? Just put in the comment area and Prue will watch and she will answer. Okay?
I will.
Mwah. Thank you so much for coming, my dear. And thank you for coming, you guys. Bye-bye. Next time.